Valley View, John Salas has an interview with Bob Tarlow.
He's a veteran Los Angeles journalist who worked with Stan Chambers.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with Bob Tarlow. Bob, thank you for taking the time out to join us.
Pleasure to be back on this campus.
Now, you knew Mr. Chambers for about a couple decades. What about him do you remember the most?
Well, I've known him actually for almost 50 years from the time I graduated from here. He was a solid journalist, cared tremendously about this community and the people who live in it, and was the nicest person you would ever hope to meet in this business, and did what he did well and did it consistently for all these years.
You had to work alongside Mr. Chambers at KTLA starting in 1965 for about 3 years. What was it like working with him?
Well, it was a pleasure. I mean, I had just started in television. This was a big station for me to go to, coming out of what was then Valley State and now CSUN. And to actually walk into a live newsroom, it was, number one, a bit overwhelming. But Stan made it easy, and Stan talked about the newsroom, the history of Channel 5, which is considerable in this market, and he talked about himself. And I found out at that point that the first job he ever had was working as a boat boy at Westlake, down in the Westlake Park downtown, MacArthur Park, and that was his only other job. He did that for a few months, and he started at KTLA in 1947, and KTLA and Stan Chambers had already put themselves on the map by the time I got there in '65.
Mr. Chambers' career started in 1947, ended just 5 years ago when he retired at age 87.
Yes.
A historic figure in the world of broadcast journalism. What made him so successful?
Well, KTLA likes to say that he actually produced 22,000 stories between tape wraps and live shots. I suppose that's entirely accurate. I don't know where they got the number, but it was a monumental amount. He did everything. He did hard news, he did soft, he did sports, he did entertainment, he did business. He could do it all. And he had a good sense of every story that he went out on. He knew the background, he knew the players, he was highly respected in the community, especially in law enforcement. And in that sense, Stan's longevity and Stan's ability to make and keep friends and good, solid contacts probably helped him a lot more than a lot of reporters have gotten in this market over the years. I mean, some people have accused Stan of being, well, maybe he's a little soft, and maybe he doesn't drive the agitated, irritating type of questionnaire. Yeah, that's true, and if he's guilty of that, then that's okay, because he got out of these people what he wanted to get out of them for a story, and he knew how to put a good package together, and he knew how he could do it without being irritating or ingratiating or getting on somebody's nerves.
Mr. Tarlow, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to do this interview, and we'll send it back to you guys.